I'll be demonstrating the magic loop. It's a method of circular knitting that allows you to knit any size circle. You're not limited by the size of the cable on your needle, and it's great for socks. You can also use it for hats or sleeves, anything that is knit in the round and can be used in place of double pointed needles. I have cast on 24 stitches here for our sample. After you have your cast on stitches, you slide all of your stitches onto the cable, and you will need a long circular needle. I have a 32-inch circular needle here. Then we're going to divide the stitches in half. There's 12 stitches. And then I simply gently fold the cable in half and pull the loop through. And now I need to get all of my cast-on stitches onto the needle tips. Your setup is the same every time that you begin a new needle with the magic loop. We have the back needle, the front needle, and our working yarn. That's the yarn that is attached to your ball of yarn in the back. Before we begin knitting the first round, we want to make sure that our stitches aren't twisted. So I start by looking here at the join where we split our stitches, and I make sure that all my bumps from my cast-on stitches are facing each other. That way I know I'm not twisted. So again, back to the setup, we have our needle tips facing the right. Hold both of the needles firmly in your left hand. Working yarn is attached to the back needle. You slide the back needle out and to the right, and then you need to scoop or go under your working yarn. And now we are going to knit into these stitches on the front needle. You can see that we are not attached or joined in the round, so the first stitch can be a little bit tricky. Go into the first stitch and you can see that we're not joined, so I like to hold that a little bit with my other fingers if I can so that it's close. But you don't need to worry about a gap, and I'll show you that in a second. So here I've knit the first stitch, and I'm going to exaggerate and make just a little bit bigger of a gap. The fun thing about knitting is it's actually the second stitch that will close this gap for you and make it a little tighter. So I'm going to knit my second stitch by putting my needle into that stitch. Now when I go to knit this or wrap my yarn, watch what happens when I pull this stitch. Pull your working yarn, that closes that gap. Now we have a nice tighter gap. Then I'm going to go ahead and purl to. I'm going to do this sample in a knit to, purl to rib, just like you would for a sock. So now the knitting in the magic loop is exactly the same as it is in regular knitting. So I'm going to work my way to the end of the needle. It's just what we do at the beginning and the end of each needle that makes the magic loop unique. So I'm going to end with purl 2. Now I have finished knitting on the front needle. So this needle just falls off to the side. Now I have to go back to my starting position. So I need to get all of the stitches onto the needle tips. You can do that with a series of pushing and pulling. I like to push my needle until I get to this point, and then I just gently push and pull. I don't want to pull it all the way through in case I would lose all of my stitches. Got a little bit of a tight cast on. Here we go. So here we are at starting position again. Let's double check and make sure we're not twisted with our stitches facing each other. So I have both needle tips facing right. Hold them firmly in my left hand. Back needle has my working yarn attached to it. I pull that back needle out, scoop under my working yarn, and I'm going to start with the knit 2, purl 2 again. Working in my same rib. I'm at the end of my needle, and you can see that I've made my way back to my tail, which I like to keep when I am knitting in the round because it lets me know I've completed the round. So I let my needle drop off. My needle tips to facing the right. You can pull your cable through. And when I get up closer, I just like to gently push it through so I don't slip them all through. Now, one more time. Needle tips facing to the right. Working yarn is in the back. Pull the back needle out under your working yarn. And that's the magic loop. Happy knitting!